27th to March 23rd. And oh my God, pouring oil down the drain causes costly repairs for building owners and the city of Mount Vernon. Well, Mount Vernon, don't they got problems with their sewers anyway?
Well, yeah, the plethora of problems.
Here she is. Hold on. The doctor is in. Let me pull this out. The doctor is in. Hold on one second. Oh, there she go. Dr. Diane Williams.
Welcome. Always a pleasure to have you on the show, my sister.
Thank you so much for inviting me and inviting the team of very brilliant young people to join the show and to tell the story of their campaign to save Mount Vernonites money, save them from illnesses, and to save the planet.
I'm glad. Thank you for your organization for reaching out to us, and I say that for all other organizations to reach out to us. Now we talk about the politics and we talk about the struggles and everything, but we also need to have these conversations as well. And we don't have, as a people, enough of these kind of conversations, and that's why I wanted to make sure that y'all were on today.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So you want to introduce? We got the only one that doesn't have her camera on is Felicity.
Yeah, we'll introduce them.
Oh, there she go. We're going to bring them all on stage, and you can introduce them. And
well, first, tell us what, for those who just seeing this for the first time, the ELOC, Environmental Leaders of Color. What is that? What is the work you're doing? And then introduce the kids that you have there.
Okay, so Environmental Leaders of Color, or ELOC, is a Mount Vernon-based not-for-profit that advocates and educates communities, particularly communities that are socially and financially vulnerable, about climate change, its impact, mitigation solutions, and workforce requirements. And so we started our first program, the Student Summer Energy and Environmental Program, in 2001 during the pandemic in Mount Vernon at YCOP. And since then, we have had a program every single year, a 6-week program in the summer for high school students. And it includes the cities of Mount Vernon, New Rochelle, Yonkers, Portchester, Ossining, and Peekskill. And so we've been expanding. We've also been expanding our environmental programs to include a technology in the environment program, which started in Mount Vernon in January, where we teach high school students about advanced computer science, something they'll need if they want to work in the century and if they want to compete for computer science jobs. So we've started that. And the program that we're talking about tonight is a campaign called Don't Strain Your Drain. And some very wonderful young ladies started this idea, and I'd like them to explain it and why it's important and how it's helpful to Mount Vernon. And the most important part of this is that it's our young people taking the lead.
Absolutely.
You know, it's our young people taking the lead, and our young people are they are capable of tremendous things, and they have wonderful potential, and they are ready to change the planet for the better. And so, if you do not mind, I'd like to introduce them tonight.
All right.
We have Felicity, we have Kaylin, and we have Janelle.
Hello, young ladies.
Hello. Well, let me give y'all some applause there. Y'all gotta have some applause because y'all doing great work.
I don't hear it. We didn't hear that.
You hear it? Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Okay.
You got it hooked up.
There we go, right?
Nope, still didn't hear it. Well, let me give you some.
All right, applause.
So go ahead, David.
No, so what? Let me ask the ladies a question. So what attracted y'all to this program?
Okay.
Anybody who wants to go?
You want to go, Kaylin? Okay, I'll say it.
Okay.
So basically, back when we were working at YCOP during the summer, we were enrolled in this program and we took classes in the morning. And at that time, we were working with like water and how to use it to make energy. So one of our successful projects that won the first place award for the final contest that summer was the recycling of cooking oil. So we took that, and I think it was November 1st, we got to present it to the county legislators, and they really liked the idea and they wanted us to like move on with our project. So
Okay.
we've just been trying to like um improve on what we're doing and
Okay.
like bring it to life.
Okay. So how does that work? Who's going to explain? Because since I'm I'm at fault. Yes, I do pour the oil down the drain. I'm at fault. So when someone does that, right? What is the negative effects of them pouring oil down the drain?
Okay, so like pouring oil down the drains can cause like blockages and can lead to like backups in homes, basements, backyards, and even like our streets. And this is like more like this can especially happen, especially like during storms, since we've been having a lot of storms recently.
Mm-hmm.
And so the water accumulation, especially in basements, can lead to like mold and respiratory issues. And even then, there's more like the cleaning out the drains when it gets congealed and clogged can increase our taxes when the city comes and cleans it out. And so it's a burden on homeowners, landowners, and renters.
So if a community is not aware of it over the years of people constantly doing it, it can affect their sewer system,
Yeah.
and
We're
that's why
having,
we have the problem.
yeah, we have some horrific sewer systems where we had people every time it's a storm backing up into people's um, basements and basements of their businesses, and we had a lot of that going on. And one of the things I want to applaud y'all, and I want to say to the adults, sometimes when you want to educate the people, sometimes the best thing to do is to educate the young people, and they will go home and take these messages back to their parents. And
Mm-hmm.
and that is in a very effective way. We don't look at we don't utilize our youth enough and empower them to be able to do stuff like this. So
It
that's
is
something we also got to work on, and we need to listen when they come home and talk to us. We need to hear. We want them to hear from us. Children. When we grew up, children were supposed to be seen and not heard. You know what I'm saying? We want them to hear us and respect us, but do we listen to them?
Yeah, it's no accident that ELOC tries to educate teenagers because we think that they're the perfect ambassadors for things like climate and social justice issues. Parents in Mount Vernon and many of the other cities we serve, they have many other competing demands on their time, right? But in the summer, teenagers are ready, willing to listen, and so they can be the ambassadors in our community, and they make perfect ambassadors.
Yeah, that's great.
Absolutely. There's one
So
young lady we didn't hear from yet. We want to hear your voice too.
All right. Hi. Hello. So yeah, our project is basically about recycling cooking oil. I don't know if a lot of people know this, but there is in fact a place you can recycle your cooking oil, but it is all the way in Valhalla and it is extremely inaccessible.
really,
Really, you have to make appointments months in advance. The times are from like 9 to 3. It's inaccessible to parents and people who work. Children aren't allowed to just drop off. You need a car, a driver's license, and it's really a hassle to just go do that. Which is why we can understand why people just pour it down. It's more convenience. They're not
right,
thinking about the damages and costs. And a lot of people aren't even actually aware of the damages and
right,
problems they causes.
Now
right.
y'all had a program where all of y'all got together from all the different cities at the Riverfront Library. One of the
Yes.
things I learned, so I wasn't putting my oil down the sink because I knew better than that. I was putting
I
it
did.
into bags and
I'm
throwing it
sorry.
into the garbage, and I'm find out that's worse too. That's not good.
Right.
That's not good either. So we'll talk
So
about that.
what is the what is the best from best practices after you use the oil? What is the best thing that you should do with your oil?
You should save it on your stove top in a glass, metal, or a carton. And then we are going to have oil drums in Mount Vernon
Ah,
that you can come to those oil drums and you can pour the oil down the drain. Well, a lot of people don't know that used cooking oil is a great resource. It can be recycled, not necessarily for cooking, but for other kinds of use,
Mm-hmm.
right? And it is better that it is recycled than thrown out the window, poured in the garbage, or anything else. And so, what the young ladies have done is that we've reached out to a company that will provide the drums free.
Really?
And yes, and we are going to have residents, we'll tell residents when drop off time is and they can come and they can drop off the oil. Right now we're in discussions with the Mount Vernon Police Fire Department, Fire Department for the oil to be dropped off at the fire stations, but we have not gotten final approval. And let me just say this. These young ladies are doing a campaign for the next 2 months or so.
Mm-hmm.
But if we find a company that can do this long term, I think it's a wonderful idea for the city to go in that direction. You know, and I know that there are a lot of bootleg restaurants in Mount Vernon, no other way to call it, right?
right.
Right.
And and restaurants produce a lot of oil.
Mm-hmm.
And these restaurants are pouring their oil down the drain. I've been told anecdotally that city officials have caught them pouring oil down storm
Yeah,
drains,
we
right?
did. We did a story on that as well. We actually
Exactly.
videotaped the company and let the city know about it. Yeah.
Absolutely. And so if we can get those restaurants for a cost-free or a low-cost way to get drums where someone can pick up the oil from them, it would be a great campaign for the city to start. We could do this in Mount Vernon, and I tell you, the way the girls are going, we're going to do this all over Westchester.
That's
So we
great.
can really help the community and we can help our community. And next year, this summer, we're having another ELOC program. We're going to get all the kids from all over Westchester involved, and this could be a really campaign that started in Mount Vernon with students who live in Mount Vernon, and we should be very proud of them.
Two things. What can Black Westchester do to help? And for any adults listening, what can they do to help move these programs forward?
Okay, well, this campaign in particular is called Don't Strain Your Drain. So, the one thing they can start doing is saving the cooking oil right by their stove. And then the second thing is that we would like Black Westchester, once we get the places we can do the drop off, which probably will be the fire stations, we will give you that information. And if you can mention it on your show every week
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
to remind people to do this. And
Absolutely.
yes, and the three is support our young students. You know, you see them walking to school in the morning, they look reluctant and they look like they really don't want to go. Say good morning to them. In the
Mm-hmm.
evening when they're coming home, say good afternoon. Wish them a good day, right? I think that our young people, our teenagers in our communities and in society get a bad rap, particularly teenagers of color, right? But,
Mm-hmm.
it is said that it takes a village to raise a child, and Mount Vernon has to decide what kind of village it wants to be, right?
Mm.
without
Absolutely.
without support, without teaching them skills, without appreciating them and guiding them in the right direction, we will not raise good kids. And they're good kids. I have ELOC has had 283 kids participate in our program since its inception, and they have just been absolutely wonderful. Actually, it's not 283 now. It's actually over 300 with our computer program. They have been absolutely wonderful. No incidents, all cooperative, all working very hard, and all as brilliant as these three young ladies are.
I want to. I'm thinking. I also serve as the vice president of the Mount Vernon NAACP. I want to talk to my executive committee and see if I can bring y'all in to talk to the branch and have this conversation and see what we can do. See what we can do to help this along.
Oh, absolutely. We want everyone in Mount Vernon who's listening to this to help these students. And if you tell your neighbor, your friends, your relative that it really is an important thing to save cooking oil so we can save the city some money. And
Hmm.
the damaging effects of toxic mold and mildew is something we all know about, but who knew that clogged storm drains is contributing to this, right? So we
Absolutely.
want everybody to know that this is really important.
And for my young ladies here, I want you to speak to to not just the adults, but your peers on why they should get involved in joining this.
We will.
We will.
Yeah, are we
No, I'm
starting?
saying right now. Give them say something now. Say something.
Oh, now.
Oh,
Make your pitch.
um, well, this in Mount Vernon, as a teenager, there are not a lot of things to do. And a lot of the teenagers and kids are getting restless and bored, who's stuck at home with nothing to do. Advocating, going out, doing something good to fight for your community is a great thing. Sometimes you just have to be the change that you want to see. You have to make it happen.
Absolutely.
I told you
Absolutely.
they are brilliant.
Absolutely. Well, I got to meet some of y'all, and not just from Mount Vernon. Like I said, at the Riverfront Library, there was several groups from all over the county, and y'all had
Yes.
several projects, and I was just so amazed to see the work that y'all had done, all of y'all, and I applaud y'all, and I celebrate y'all.
Yeah. The most
Absolutely.
thank you.
Absolutely.
the most impressive part of our program is on graduation day when all the students from all over Westchester get together at the Yonkers Riverfront Library. And so they all have to present projects in a science fair. And so you have a congregation. Last year it was 166 students, brown
Beautiful.
and black students from all over Westchester having a science fair. And I think it's probably the largest congregation of children of color doing science in Westchester County. And they blew my mind. Some of the experiments that they did were things that you read about in textbooks. It was absolutely wonderful and very heartwarming. And we're going to do it again this year. Hopefully this year we'll have 200 students.
That's
You know,
great.
also, we talk about the black churches, especially with civil rights and stuff. This message needs to be brought church to church as well, because that's a
Yes,
big way of reaching the
absolutely.
community. And I will call my pastor, and I will, if he's interested, get y'all together so maybe y'all can do a presentation or speak to my church. I go to Centennial, and we'll talk to
Okay,
Pastor.
yes.
I will talk to Pastor Paul in the next couple of days and see. And then hopefully this can be the beginning of maybe going to other churches, other big churches, and having this presentation. Because another way to reach the black community,
Absolutely.
um,
Absolutely.
actually might maybe like a third of the community might reach just there in the churches.
Yes.
And,
Yes.
and then once you get the pastor to buy in, supposedly most of the people that go to his church buy into his message anyway. So you'll have the pastor giving these messages out too. And I think that might help spread the word, hopefully.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
And,
Thank
Nah,
and
you.
is there anything else y'all want to tell?
where can we where
Now?
can we
Where
read?
where where do they drop it off at if they're coming to see y'all guys?
So right now we're in negotiations with the Mount Vernon Fire State Department to drop
Okay.
the oil off at the fire stations, but I can't say definitively that it will be there. We still don't have the final approval, but we're asking people to save the oil right now, right? We hope that in another week or so we can tell you where we can drop off oil. We'll have flyers. We'll have more word out there. The girls are going to be out giving out flyers and posting things in restaurants and businesses and churches, and they're going to be at the Metro North station, and they're going to be out doing their ground campaign. It's ground
Mhm.
campaign time. We did all the planning in the last couple of months. And so now it's ground campaign for the next 2 months. And on the 23rd of March will be the final day that they're doing it. But we're going to have a party, probably at YCOP, where we're going to see how much oil they collected over the 2-month period. But we hope that the city will continue the tradition beyond March 23rd.
Have y'all brought this to the city council meetings? Since it's the city council who actually makes, that when you need things, they have to approve it. You know what I'm saying? Have you tried to bring this to a city council meeting?
Yes, we are planning that the girls will present at the city council meeting.
Yes.
Their guardians and parents have given permission
Right.
for them to be out that time of the night doing this.
Right.
So we are going to present to the city council, and I am meeting with the mayor this week, and we're going to discuss that with her. Although I think she already knows, the fire commissioner already told her, and I have to say that we were told that all the people within the city government who know about this are very supportive.
Okay.
So we're glad to see how things are progressing.
So where can people are hearing about this for the first time. They're hearing about your organization for the first time. Where can people, is there a website or social media they can follow you and find out more information about this?
Yes, the website will be www.eloc.earth/don't strain your drain. And we're going to have a QR code on all the literature we give out so people can go straight to the website.
Okay. And just send me a text or email with that link so I'll make
Oh,
sure.
sure. We will. We'll send you a text with the link.
Right.
Yes.
Young ladies, I am proud of you. Please keep doing what you're doing. You are the example of the words of the song, I believe the children's our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Y'all are being taught well, and I'm telling y'all, go ahead and lead the way. You are the future leaders of our city, of our county, of our community. So continue doing what you're doing, and I'm so proud of y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you.